I need more light in here. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Hello, welcome back to the Big House. I'm your host. Hey guys, guess what? It's been forever. I have no beard. Still bald, but now I'm also bald on my beard too. I also, as you can tell, have a new place. What? That's crazy. Yeah, brother moved out. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I now live with my new girlfriend, and we live in a nice little apartment, and everything's going great. And you're probably gonna see a little orange, little lion-looking dude. That's our cat. His name's Leo. Leonard. Leonard Skinnerd. Coolest cat of all time. I haven't done this in a while, and I feel like I need to because I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna level with you guys. My brain's been pretty brutal on me lately. So probably gonna talk about some, more emotional on the softer side of things. So if that's not for you, then go ahead and skip. Go ahead and click off. But I think I'm just gonna talk a little more about, just like kind of, I don't know, just stuff I've been dealing with. I may not too. I may just like be like, you know what? Never mind. I don't even want to think about it. I'm just gonna say funny stuff that I think's funny. So I don't know. I know it's probably hard to take me serious with the way I look. There's Leonard, by the way. Say hello, Leonard. Yep, see? I don't know if the microphone picked that up or not, but he said hi. So if you don't say hi back, I'm gonna find you. Yeah, I don't know. I got a new job. I got a new place. Got a new girlfriend. Everything's changing really fast. It's just been a lot on me lately. The world's getting pretty crazy. AI is pretty much running everything. So, um, which I don't know if it is going to be a good thing or not. There's obviously a lot of conversation about that. I mean, everyone probably already has their minds made up on that, so we won't really talk about AI too much. It is getting pretty crazy. Some of those videos have been cracking me up. It's kind of hard to not, indulge a little bit. Mostly the Bob Ross ones. The Bob Ross ones kill me, bro. They're so good. It's just crazy how good they look. But anyway, I said I wasn't gonna talk about it, so we're not going to. How have you guys been? You guys been doing good? Did you miss me? No. I missed you guys. I missed doing this. So I'm gonna try to get back into it again. I know I keep saying that, but this time I'm for real. Probably not. But you already knew that. I don't know. It's just been a lot lately on my mind. I feel like I haven't been able to stay on one thing. It's just brain's just moving a million miles an hour. Constantly freaking myself out about the future and where humanity's heading. Just like certain things like that that I personally can't really control, but as humans we can't really control. There's just a lot of things that I feel just happen in life, and we just have to figure out how to navigate through those different experiences that come our way, and that's just how it is. And sometimes it may not always have the best outcome, and that's obviously the part that you obviously want to have the best outcome. So that's where freaking out about stuff that you can't control really comes into play, because you're like, there's got to be something I can do to fix this. Us as humans, it's natural for us to identify problems and try to fix it. That's just how humans are in nature. But it's just, it gets to be a lot sometimes, and sometimes you can't help but you break down a little bit. And it's hard for me in particular to remind myself that that's okay. Like, it's okay to not be okay. And obviously that sounds cliche. You hear it all the time, from people who are also dealing with their own personal struggles that are also doing exactly what I'm doing, where they just need to let it out. I also find it pretty hard to just talk about, stuff that I'm dealing with because I feel either embarrassed, as a man. We're always, we're just bred that way to where um, you'll be seen as weak if you feel, a certain way, or, um, it's mostly embarrassment for me. I just feel embarrassed to feel the way that I feel, and that's terrible. It shouldn't be that way. Um, But I am working on it, and I am reminding myself, and this is honestly a good way for me to work on it because really just I'm just talking to myself. I'm kind of just talking it out. Like, obviously I'm envisioning talking to a bunch of people about it, but like I don't get any feedback, and that kind of helps me. That makes it easier for me to let it out because there's no audience. I mean, there's Leonard back there, but Leonard is licking his paws, so he doesn't know anything. So, um, yeah, I guess the main point that I'm trying to get across is that it's gonna be a lot of me. This is my therapy session, okay? And I hope that if you are listening, I hope that if you're dealing with stuff, then maybe you can have some kind of insight to um on my personal struggles. Maybe you can either relate or find some sort of guidance. I guess that's kind of why I wanted to do this. Um, because it's important to know that you're not alone either. Like, obviously that's said all the time too, but it is true. Like, lately I've been feeling very alone. Um, and I don't know why. I mean, I have a loving family. I have a very loving girlfriend. She's the only one that's really holding me down. She's who I've been spending most of my time with, and she does a great job of being who she is. Like, yeah, obviously we have our problems, but everyone has their problems. Um, and our problems usually aren't big either. They're usually small problems, but I end up making it into something bigger, or she ends up making it into something bigger than it actually is. But at the end of the day, we always talk it out and then we solve it. That's how it goes. That's the most important part of making a relationship work. Um, is communication. You just got to talk about it, and not even just relationships with a significant other, just relationships in general, like with friends or family members, like those relationships too. It's important to express how you feel about certain things, or um, just talk it out and just kind of bounce each other's thoughts off each other, so you can really just talking in general is a necessity for humans to solve anything. Um, so yeah, I just don't know. I feel, am I making any sense? Probably, but I don't know, it might just be a little bit of a ramble, and that's okay because there's not many of you that are listening to this anyway. Um, so there's no need for me to feel embarrassed. Look at me, I'm already feeling embarrassed, and I haven't even finished. I'm 8 minutes in, haven't even finished recording it. Probably haven't even said anything that embarrassing. I've probably just been spitting facts, really. And here I am feeling embarrassed. And for what reason? I don't even know. That's the problem. That right there is the problem because I don't even know why my brain does this to me. It makes me feel certain ways that I don't understand. And it's just upsetting because it's like I want to figure it out so bad, but it's to the point where I just need to realize like there's certain things that my brain is going to do to me that I'm going to either just have to sit and deal with and understand that it's not that big of a deal, or I'm going to just crumble and just let it take over every single emotion that I have and let it control my life, and then terrible things happen. It's like, yeah, and I already know this too, but the problem is that when it's mostly anxiety that I'm dealing with. Like, yeah, I've been a little bit on the the sadder side. I have a history of depression and anxiety, which you might know if you listen to this podcast at all. I don't know if I've ever talked about that really, but and I don't really plan on doing that either because I am a much stronger person than what I was when I was younger, dealing with that stuff. But as of lately, it's mostly just been anxiety. It's just, bro, my brain just will not shut off. Like, once it gets hooked on stuff, dude, it just spirals and just keeps on going and going. And then it makes me feel really bad because when you're in that mindset, like, it's hard to remind yourself that everything's okay. Like, And I used to be really good at it. Like once I went to therapy a while back, and actually learned, like, it's nothing that I'm doing is really like how I feel. It's just my brain tricking me into thinking that's how I feel. That is the key right there. Once you figure that out, you can calm yourself down pretty quick. And I got really good at it. Like whenever I would have panic attacks, like I still have panic attacks all the time. Um, Whenever I would have them, I would be able to, identify it immediately, because that's also a tricky part too, is identifying the fact that it's just my brain. Like it's not like anything is directly wrong. It's literally just my brain telling me something is wrong when there's really nothing. Identifying that is the hardest part, but once you're able to identify it and then take the steps forward to fixing it, that is whenever you can really get that shit under control. And I was really good at it for a long time, and I feel like that's also why it's really upsetting me, is because I got good at it, and then now it's to the point where it's every single day and I cannot get it to stop. And I don't know what is triggering it, and I don't know what the problem is. And there may not even be a trigger. It may just be the fact that my brain is just deciding uh, to not produce the right chemicals. And then it makes me feel a certain way, and then I just crumble a little bit, and that's okay. Um, but it's just it's just important for everyone to know that is dealing with any form of, anxiety, or just like, I don't know, just anything mentally that is like a big obstacle for you. You just have to understand, like, it's really so much smaller than your brain tries to make it. Like, your brain just tries to make it feel like the biggest wall that you just can't climb, and it's not true. Like, it really isn't. Um and it's really hard to know that, like, when you're in that position where your brain's just pounding on you. Like, it's hard to understand it and realize it and accept it. um but I mean, there's just it's just something that, some of us unfortunately have to deal with. And I wish the best of luck to everyone, obviously, because for me personally, it's not been going too hot. um it's causing problems in my relationship, simply because, and it may not even be that big of problems. It could just also be like, I see things that it's clearly obviously not a cool thing to deal with. Like, it'd be great if I wasn't dealing with this, if both of us weren't dealing with this, because when you're in a relationship, you feel each other's emotions, you feed off of each other. So obviously, when you're both in a great mood, you're in a great mood, and then if one of you is in a bad mood, then both you end up being in kind of a bad mood. And unfortunately, I've been the one that keeps getting into bad moods, and then I start saying things or acting certain ways that I don't really want to. Like, I'd much rather be happy all the time, obviously. But there's just times where I just am just feeling a certain way, to where I do things that I don't, want to, or like I get defensive, or like, and cause arguments, just something. And I'm not gonna, it's pretty depressing. Like, I don't want to be that way. But I really am trying my hardest, to just, it hasn't gotten really, really bad to the point where it's like I'm like, super depressed and like, suicidal or nothing like that. But I'm trying to nip it into the butt, to where the point where to it doesn't get to that point now. So I know, and I encourage you guys, if you feel the same way, where you just feel like everything is just like a constant, like you just wake up and just dread, you know, being awake, if that makes sense. Like, it's just, everything is just, it turns into a problem when you're like this. And it's honestly terrible. So if any of you guys are out there dealing with stuff like this, like, I just want you to know that I feel you, bro. Like, um, I don't know, man. It's just, it's important to just understand that life is good. For the most part, life is good, and you guys just gotta remind yourself that everything's gonna be fine at the end of the day. Like, no matter where you're going with, even if terrible things happen, like, it's gonna suck, obviously, but at the end of the day, like, there's only so much that you can control. And the stuff that you can control, gotta take control of it. Gotta step up and take care of yourself. Because if you don't, then you don't last. You know. And that's the sad part of it. It really is. Especially in today's age. It just feels like there's a lot of evil out there in this world. Whether you're religious or not, I mean, I think it's undeniable that there is clearly good and evil. And it just feels like evil is kind of taken over, like, quite a bit. And it's really depressing, and it is, but it doesn't mean that it, even though we see all this evil, it doesn't mean that we should just give up, right? We should do our best that we can every single day to just be the best human beings that we can be. Because that's what life's really all about, dude. Life is all about just being the best person that you can be, in every sense. And yeah, there's gonna be times where you can't be, and that's okay. That's also part of life. Like it's the balance of it. Like you have to have one with the other. You can't have one without. You have to have the good with the bad. You have to have, the days and the nights. Like there's so much balance in the world that you have to find the balance. Because sometimes when you're leaning a certain way, the other way will come back to bite you, if that makes sense. Like if there's if you're too focused on a certain aspect of your life and not giving other aspects of your life enough, then it's not going to work. Stuff in your life is going to change, and you're going to have to be able to navigate through that. So it's really important to find the right balance for everything in life. And it's a challenge. It really is. But we as humans, we can all do it. I know we can. I'm no one special by any means, and I feel as though I've found a pretty good balance in my life, and that I've, grown into a pretty good standing man. Like I do my best to be the best not father. I don't know why I even started to go there. The best son that I can be, the best brother that I can be, and the best boyfriend, and soon to be probably husband. I say soon to be, but it might be a little bit. But the girl that I'm with now, I really do plan on marrying her. She's great. She holds me down. I'm hoping that I hope it lasts, because I really do care. And I'm not gonna lie, that's also been a big part of what I've been struggling with. I just feel I feel as though I've had a lot of problems, with self-esteem and feeling like I'm not enough, and feeling like I'm not doing it right, or feeling that I'm even times where I'm feeling like I'm not given enough either, and that's not fair. And it's stuff like that that I'm trying to let go, because it's not how life is, But yeah, I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to do my best, And I think I'm doing a good job. And honestly, these 18 minutes have been great, talking about this. So, and I'm probably going to cut it here a little short here soon, because old girl's getting back here. And this is my first podcast in this apartment. And I don't even know if she knows I have a podcast, but she's probably going to know eventually. And she's probably going to see this, and she's probably going to laugh. And I'm a BOist, so. Which is silly, but I'll get over it eventually. It's going to take time, and I want to make this one short and sweet and get it in before my girlfriend comes home and I get in Baylist. So, I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I probably left a little early. There's definitely some more stuff I wanted to talk about, but you will see me again, I promise. I will be back. I want to make this a normal thing because it does help me a lot too. Like, it helps me to talk about this stuff. So, and I hope it helps you guys too. So, I hope you guys are having, I hope you had a great past couple months, and I hope you guys have a great future couple months. And I'll see you again in the next time. So, peace, guys. Take care.